Hello and welcome to Mr. Prez Talk Sport. I'm your host Nick, aka Mr. Prez, and before we talk about the weekend that's having the AFL and the NRL, I'm gonna rant about something today that really got my mind today when I found out that in the Premier League over in Europe, that they're gonna have a Super League, and the clubs involved will be the big six of the Premier League: Manchester United, Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal and Tottenham. And in Spain we've got Barcelona and the two Madrid clubs, and Italy's Juventus and AC Milan. Juventus, AC Milan and Inter. No teams from Germany or France as of yet, but I probably would expect that Bayern and PSG to go in. I am absolutely pissed off about this breakaway competition. That is so stupid that these teams will join a rival competition. What happened in rugby league 26 years ago is still having its impact as it has today on the game. This is an absolutely disgraceful. I'm not buying by this. I wish clubs would just go back to normal and just play their domestic leagues instead of just having this rebel Super League competition. Of course, you've got these money clubs like Man City and Chelsea have probably campaigned to have this because Chelsea rely on Russian money and Man City rely on Abu Dhabi money. And I cannot believe this has happened. Even legends of the game like Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher have been criticising it. Also, world leaders Emile Macron and Boris Johnson, and I certainly agree with them. It is an absolutely disgraceful about this competition. Okay. Now let's move on to the NRL on the weekend. Let's have a look at the results for the weekend. So I do apologise I had to rant about that earlier, about the pin earlier. Okay, first of night's game, the Panthers go the Broncos 20-12. Broncos I thought played alright to the experience of the Panthers gone in the end. And on first game last Friday night, Knights go to the Sharks 26-22. Knights all the injuries. Kalen Ponga stood up in that game and did very well for the Knights in that one. And the Sharks so close yet so far. Okay, the other Friday night game was in Melbourne between the Storm and the Roosters. Storm go over comfortably in the end 20-4. And the upset of the weekend happened at Gwenwillow Stadium in Mudgee between Manly and the Titans. Manly 36, Titans 0. Tonja Boyd played a great game in his return game. And the second Saturday match happened with one of the most craziest finishes ever in rugby league history. The Rabbitohs defeated the Tigers 18-14. One of the most crazy finishes at the other end. George Burst looks like he dropped the ball on the try line, and then Luke Brooks ran away to score the try. Referee Jared Sutton awarded the try, but they don't go to bunker straight, but they went upstairs. They called for bunker as well. And on the replay, it showed that Tom Burgess had enough downward pressure to score the try. One of the most craziest finishes of the game of rugby league I've ever seen. And the other last Saturday game at Canberra Stadium, the Eels winning Canberra for the first time since 2006, defeating the Raiders 35-10. What a good performance it was in the Eels. Especially the AFL, he has to be the buy this season, I reckon. He's started very well. He's playing very well for the Eels. And the first Sunday game was between the Dragons and Warriors at Netstar Jubilee Oval. The Warriors win the first time in 17 years in Cogra. Well done to them. 20-14. Close game, that one. And the last game of the round, which was in Townsville between the Cowboys and the Bulldogs. There was a send-off in that game. Jack Hetherington was marched for a high tackle on Valentine Holmes. I reckon that's fair. He deserved to be sent off in that game. That was well enough for Ashley Klein to send him off, I reckon. No disappointing performance from the Dogs again. They are 0-6 to start the year. Pretty disappointing for them. And I never rated Trent... I don't rate Trent Barrow as a coach anymore. Well, forward in 2017 when he got us to the finals. But in 2018, we came 15th and he lost the plot, I think. And now, I thought he did alright at the Panthers as assistant coach, but 0-6 started the Bulldogs. That is pathetic, I reckon. And Trent Barrett's got a win percentage of nearly under 30% as a coach, which is really just disappointing. Okay. Let's go to the Mr. Prez NRL Player of the Year votes this round. Broncos as Panthers. Kurt Capewell 1 vote. Brian 2 votes. And Nathan Cleary 3 votes. Knights versus Sharks. Jesse Romeo 1 vote. Tyler Frizzell 2 votes. Callum Pogger 3 votes. Storm versus Roosters. The Hectic Cheese. Brandon Smith 1 vote. Cameron Munster 2 votes. And Jerome Hughes 3 votes. Seagulls versus Titans. 1 vote to Dave Fafita. 2 votes to Ruben Garrick. 3 votes to Tom Trbojevic. Rabbitohs versus Tigers. 1 vote to Latrell Mitchell. 2 votes to Tom Burgess. 3 votes to Cameron Murray. Rays versus Eels. 1 vote to Mitch Moses. 2 votes to Isaiah Papali'i. 3 votes to Reed Marnie. Dragons versus Warriors. 1 vote to Kane Nikorima. 2 votes to Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. 3 votes to Tohu Harris. Cowboys versus Bulldogs. 1 vote to Luke Thompson. 2 votes to Mitch Dunn. 3 votes to Renato Tony. Alright, top 5 after 6 rounds. In equal 5th place, 3 players, 8 votes. Isaiah Papali'i, Ryan Pappenhausen, and Jane Brayley. In 4th place, Brett Morris on 9 votes. 3rd place, Dave Fafita on 10 votes. 2nd place, Reed Marnie with 11 votes. And 1st place, Nathan Cleary on 14 votes. Pretty handy lead for Nathan Cleary early on in the season. Okay. Let's hope we can get it up and hopefully win the award. Okay. Oops. So I'm just using papers to read it out, as I usually do. Okay. Well, let's take a look at the ladder after 6 rounds of the NRL. In 1st place, we've got the Panthers, which on 12 points. 2nd place, we've got the Rabbitohs on 10 points. Eels on 10 points. Storm on 8 points. Roosters 5th on 8 points. Dragons 6th on 8 points. Titans 7th on 6 points. Warriors 8th on 6 points. Raiders 9th on 6 points. And then Knights 10th on 6 points. Sharks 11th on 4 points. Seagulls 12th on 4 points. Cowboys 13th on 4 points. Broncos 14th on 2 points. Tigers 15th on 2 points. And the Bulldogs in last place on 0 points. What a shit team they've got. Okay. Let's move on now. Move on to the AFL. Okay, results of the weekend as it stands. St Kilda defeated... Richmond defeated St Kilda by 86 points on Thursday night at Marvel Stadium. Very impressive performance by Richmond after 2 hiccups the previous couple of weeks against Sydney and Port Adelaide. They're starting to get things back on track. West Coast defeated Collingwood 103-76. 27 points the final margin. West Coast again doing well at home. Collingwood, they are struggling this season to find form and lost to go in Howe next week. So it might be a bit tough to beat Essendon next week. Okay, Western Bulldogs and Gold Coast. Western Bulldogs a big victory over the Gold Coast Suns by 62 points. Western Bulldogs look like a very good team this year. They could make the grand final, probably, the way they're going. And probably going to the round, the next one. GWS being Sydney. Sydney its first loss of the season by 2 points in that one. Very good game. I reckon the game of the season, probably at the moment. One of the games of the year. And on Saturday night, Adelaide defeated Carlton by 28 points in the end. Carlton pretty disappointed points of the boys again. I just thought they were pretty poor. Deserve to lose. And at the Gabba on Saturday night, the Lions were paying tribute. We're celebrating 20 years since their first premiership as a merged club. Part of the magnificent three-peat run they had in 2001, 2002, 2003. What a team they had, the Lions, and they absolutely flogged the Bombers at the Gabba by 57 points at the Gabba on Saturday night. And upset of the round happened in Adelaide. Fremantle defeating the Crows by 12 points yesterday. Pretty good performance of the Dockers yesterday. And Melbourne defeated Hawthorn yesterday by 50 points. Melbourne 5-0. Who would have thought that Melbourne start this well? They rig up Richmond this week. That should be brilliant. That should be a good game on Saturday night on Anzac Day Eve. And the last game around, Geelong defeated North Melbourne by 30 points. Geelong pretty accurate in front of goals. They need to improve on that. After last, they've started okay, but 3-2. I expect them to start pretty well, but 3-2 is going to be all they could get at the moment. Plus, they've had players out of the team as well. Okay, let's look at the Mr. Prez Player of the Year votes for round 5. St Kilda vs Richmond. 1 vote to Jack Riewoldt. 2 votes to Jack Steele. 3 votes to Toby Nankervis. West Coast Eagles vs Collingwood. 1 vote to Andrew Gaff. 2 votes to Jack Redden. 3 votes to Liam Duggan. Western Bulldogs vs Gold Coast Suns. 1 vote to Brandon Ellis. 2 votes to Marcus Bontempelli. 3 votes to Josh Dunkley. Sydney vs GWS. 1 vote to Buddy Franklin. 2 votes to Jake Lloyd. 3 votes to Callum Mills. Carlton vs Port Adelaide. 1 vote to Carl Amon. 2 votes to Darcy Byrne-Jones. 3 votes to Sam Walsh. Brisbane Lions vs Essendon. Essendon, Jared Lyons. Jared Lyons, 1 vote. 2 votes to Andrew McGrath. 3 votes to Lockie Neal. Adelaide vs Fremantle. 1 vote to Andrew Brayshaw. 2 votes to Liam Ryan. 3 votes to Dave Mundy. Hawthorn vs Melbourne. 1 vote to Tom McDonald. 2 votes to Clay Oliver. And 3 votes to Max Gorn, who's had a great start to the season 2021. And Geelong vs North Melbourne. 1 vote to Brendan Parfitt. 2 votes to Tom Stewart. 3 votes to Jack Zeevel. So at the end of 5 rounds, the top 5 is pretty close. On equal 5th. 2 players on it is a tie on equal 5th. Jack Steele and Callum Mills both on 7 votes. And a 4-way tie in first place on 8 votes. Tex Walker, Tim Taranto, and Max Gorn and Clayton Oliver all on 8 votes. It's looking very tight at the moment for the race. Right now. Looking very tight for the race for the award. So some more good footy coming up in the AFL. Okay. Now we're on to the AFLW Grand Final. Very good win to the Brisbane Lions. Winning by 18 points against the Adelaide Crows. Heavy favourites going right off favourites going in this match. And what about that goal from from that Lions player. Just going to search up a name. Absolutely heartbreaking with the Crows, especially losing one of their best players the week before. It was certainly heartbreaking. I did feel for him. That goal from Courtney Hooder, what a goal that was. In the especially in the big occasion, the grand final. And tonight is the AFLW Awards. I'm Timmy Carabowers to take out the AFLW Best and Fairest Award, which I'll sometimes call the Aaron Phillips Medal because he already won 2 of those. Aaron Phillips. Could this be the last time we see Aaron Phillips play in an AFLW game? I hope actually done to retire because he's one of the best players probably in AFLW in its short history of the AFLW. Alright, that's where we're going to wrap up things there, guys. Just give us a like on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube. I'm Nick Marrow. Bye for now.